Welcome to this second session of Kaivalya Upanishad. We start with the gratitude to the Lord, with whose grace everything is possible, and to the Guru Shishya lineage through which this knowledge is transferred, preserved, protected, and transferred from generations. I pay my respects to my Guru, Pujya Guruma, through whose grace I am able to learn the scriptures and share my understanding with you. Start with a prayer. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mahavidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We will start with the Shanti mantra of Kaivalya Upanishad. Om Bhadram Karneभिः Shrunuyam Devaः Bhadram Pashyemakshatiryajatraः Stirairangaiः Stushtuvaंsastanubhih Vyashemadevahitam Yadayu Swasti na Indro Vrittashravaः Swasti na Usha Vishwavedaः Swasti nastaksho arishtanemi Swasti no bruhaspatir dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we saw last time why Shanti mantra is important before the Adhyayana of any Upanishads, because one is that we have to pacify the Trivida Tapa, Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, and Adhyatmik Tapa or obstacles by Shanti Mantra, and of course we have to pray to the Devtas, those who will help us in our spiritual journey. The 12th shloka, Sa eva maya parimohitatma Shariramasthay karoti sarvam Striyannapanadi vichitra bhogaihi Sa eva jagrat paritruptimeti. So from this shloka, the cause of the all this delusion, Maya, which causes the moh of the jiva, through which he identifies, or rather misidentifies himself, not as his own self, but as the body, as the mind, as the senses, Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and he lives thinking that he is this misidentified body, and lives in the three states of Jagrat Avastha, the awake stage, the Swapna Avastha, which is the dream state, and the Sushupti Avastha, which is the deep sleep stage. And he has a daily experience of these three stages, and it is very beautiful that every day we can experience that we are the awareness, we are the observer, we are the witness, we are the sakshi of all these three states. None of the states is something that I belong to, but we can actually be the witness of all these three states every day. Sa eva maya parimohitatma. With this mind which is extremely parimohit, extremely diluted by Maya, Sharira Masthaya Karoti Sarvam, identifies itself with the body and performs all the actions. And the first stage, the Jagrat Avastha, when we wake up, the stool body, the Sukshma Sharira, all the senses, everything is alive, it is working. And in the awake stage, we attain fulfillment, paritrupti, of various sense objects like Stri, Anna, Pan, objects like woman, food, arrêted drinks, and all the other Vichitra Bhogaya, all very, very different types of bhoga we do during our awake stage. Swapne sajiva sukha dukkha bhokta swamayaya kalpita jiva loke sushukti kale sakale viline tamo vibhuta sukha rupameti. So during the Swapna Avastha, that is the second stage or the dream stage, when we go to sleep, the Sthula Sharira goes to sleep. But in the dream stage, whatever Vasana, Ichcha have happened during the awake stage, it forms kind of a a Swapna Jagata. A new Jagata is created because of this Maya. So Jeev becomes the experiences of all the Sukha Dukkha Bhokta. During the dream state, we have Sukha, sometimes we have Dukkha, sometimes we enjoy, sometimes there is some disease, some problem, we miss a bus, and lots of experiences we have. Swamaya Kalpita Jiva Loke. So this world of the Swapna Jagata is created by our own Maya. The Swamaya Kalpita Jiva Loke, created by the illusion of the Sukshma Sharira. Sushupti Kale Sakale Viline. Sushupti Kale means during the deep sleep. There is neither the Sthula Sharira nor the Sukshma Sharira. Both this go to sleep. Sakale Viline. Everything goes to sleep. Tamo Abhibhuta Sukha Rupameti. But we still attain the nature of the bliss because we have the Sukha Anubhuti or experience that we had a wonderful sleep, beautiful sleep, we had a very sound sleep. So this experience is already there, but it is not there at that particular time because there is a Tama Abhibhuta, there is a cover of ignorance or Ajnana. That Avrutti is still there, and that's why though we are very close to our Atma Swarupa, it is that Tama Abhibhuta is already there, does not allow us to experience that Sukha Swarupa or eternal bliss during that time. So when we wake up, we have that kind of an experience of the Sukha Rupa, Sukha Swarupa. So this is what is the Sushupti Kala. So all these three experiences we go through every day. Punashcha Janmantara Karma Yogar Sa Eva Jiva Swapiti Prabuddhaha Puratraye Kridati Yascha Jivaha Tatastu Jatam Sakalam Vichitram Adharamanandam Akhanda Bodham Yasmin Layam Yati Puratrayam Cha. So in this shloka there is description of the Sansar Chakra or the life cycle, and which is without the control of the Jeev, based on his karma, whatever he does, whatever Sukha Dukkha experiences he has, based on that he does karma, based on that he has Papa Punya, and again because of these he has the different experiences, he has to go through all the Sukha Dukkha and all the other experiences, and he has to take many births. So that is what is mentioned here. Puna Chasa Eva Jiva. Once again that same Jeev, because of his karma, past karma, he is again wakes up, he is again born. So these are two cycles. One is the day cycle where we go to sleep, we again wake up, again go to sleep, go into dream state, get back into Sushupti, get back into the dream state and wake up. So that is the one cycle. The second cycle is the birth life cycle, which continues. So Jiva replays these three worlds of experience. Puratraya Kridati. It's like a game that is playing. Jiva is playing this game, Kridati, Puratraya. So in these three worlds of experience, Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti Avastha. Tatastu Jatam Sakalam Vichitram. From the same, this entire diverse world is created by our wrong beliefs and our wrong illusions. And the entire, we create this new world of ours. Adhara Ananda Akhanda Bodham Yasmin Layam Yati Puratrayam Cha. Means that this Jeev who identifies himself with his body, mind and does everything, he forgets that he is not just this Sthul or Sukshma Sharira or even the Karan Sharira, but he is away, he is apart from all this, and he is the Adharam, he is the substratum of all bliss. He is Ananda Swarupa, he is a bliss state, he is Akhanda, he is indivisible Bodha, Nitya Bodha Swarupa, consciousness or knowledge, Gnan Swarupa, all knowing. So this is what the Jeev forgets. Yasmin Layam Yati Puratrayam Cha. In that same stage of Atma, all the three worlds resolve into. Ultimately, even the Sushupti Kala resolves into this. So all this resolve into this fourth Chaturtha stage, which is the Turya Avastha. And I am the witness or Sakshi, and I am unattached, I am Asanga in all these three states to either Jagrat, Swapna or Sushupta Avastha. So basically, the Jiva is, in essence, is his own self, his Atma Swarupa, and with this Atma Swarupa, Jiva is one with the Brahma, which in the Mahavakyas of the Upanishads is also called Aham Brahmasmi. So because the Jiva does not remember this because of Maya and Moha, This is how it works, and that's why he keeps moving on in this cycle and keeps doing things without proper understanding. एतस्मा जायते प्राणो मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि च खं वायुर्ज्योतिरापश्च पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी. So here, how from one, these many diversities, the samsara and the entire universe comes into existence is described. Etasmat jayate. Everything is born from this. From this means this tattva, this Brahma tattva, everything is born. All the jiva, all the shariras, all the yonis, all the objects, all the jagata, everything is born from this. Prana, mana, sarvendriyani. Prana, mind and all the senses means the sukshma sharira, the sukshma jagata also. Kham vayu jyoti apascha. That means space, air, fire, water and prithvi. So all the 5 elements. So basically these are all the Panch Mahabhuta, and from these Panch Mahabhuta all the Sthul Jagata, Sthul Shariras, everything is born from this, and this is how then there is a Panchikarana. Panchikarana is the mixing of all these elements. Initially the Sukshma Shariras develop from the Apanchikruta Pancha Mahabhuta, and finally there is a mixing of these elements in 1/8 proportion, and then finally the Sthula Jagata and the Sthula Sharira are formed. So this is how the existence comes into being from one Atma Tattva, from one. So that is what is described here. Yat param brahma sarvatma vishwasyayatanam mahata sukshmat sukshmataram nityam tattvameva tvameva tata. So here in this shloka, the essence of the Upanishad teachings or the Vedanta teachings of the Jiva Parama Aikya Gnana is being shown in this. Yat Param Brahma, you are indeed that infinite, eternal, supreme Brahma, nothing beyond this Tattva, and which is the Self as Atma. Atma, it is Antaryami of all the beings, all the yonis. Vishwasya Ayatanam Mahata, which is the abode and the substratum. Ayatanam means it is the home, and it is the substratum, it is the Adhara of the entire universe. It is Mahat, it is very vast, all pervasive, and it is Sukshmat Sukshmataram, which is subtle than the subtlest, and it is Nityam, which is eternal, which is indestructible. So all these are Tattvameva Tvameva Tata. So that Brahma is you, and you are that Brahma. So this is the essence of the Vedanta Jnana, that Jeev and Brahma is the same. There is no difference, that Brahma is you and you are that Brahma. How can we understand this? Tattvameva Tvameva Tata. Now this is almost like a Mahavakya, because it is similar to the Ayam Atma Brahma. The same Bodha, the same teaching, the same Updesha is given through this, that Brahma is you and you are that Brahma. Jeev and Brahma are the same. So how can we understand? Now Tat means te, that means Paramatma, and Tvam means tu, that is the Jiva. So when the Guru is giving Updesha, he says Tat Tvam Asi, means you and him are the same. That means you, Jiva and Brahma are one, essentially. Now Tattvameva Tata, Tattvameva means Tat Tvam Eva. So Tattvameva means that Brahma is you. So that is the first understanding. And the second is Tvameva Tata. Tvameva Tata means Tvam Eva Tata, means you are that Brahma. Now essentially both the things look very similar to us. So what is the need for saying that you are that Brahma? Because when you say that Brahma is you, it should imply that you are that Brahma. But it is possible that the Shishya or the disciple may understand that I am the Anshi Bhav, Anshi Bhav of that great Brahma. Similar to, like say, the ocean is very big, but a drop in the ocean, I am a drop in the ocean, and Brahma is the ocean itself. So that is the Anshi Bhav, which can develop in the minds of the disciple. To erase this, is also told that no, not only that Brahma is you, but you are that Brahma. So there is no difference between the two. Though you are a drop in the ocean, but both of you are the water. And as if you see, if your drashti, if your vision is on the substance, the water, then everything is the same, because all these are the manifestations of water. Though there may be a wave, there may be a whirlpool, there may be froth, there may be drops, there may be a drop of water, or it could be the ocean. So everything is essentially the same if your drashti, if your vision is on the water, which is the substratum of all these of the ocean. So with this understanding, similarly the other examples given in Vedanta are Suvarna and Alankara, means jewelry and the gold. Gold is the substratum for all the jewelry which may appear in different forms, different shapes, but ultimately it is all the gold, it is all the substratum is Suvarna. So these are what is the understanding, that everything is made from mati and pot, gada. So this is another understanding. Rajju and Sarp is the other example which are commonly given in Vedanta for understanding of Jeev and Brahma. Jagrat swapna sushuptyadi prapancham yat prakashate tat brahmahamiti gnatva sarva bandhai pramuchyate. So how does one get relieved from all this bondage that we see, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptyadi? That is by all these states, Prapancham Yat Prakashate, one who illuminates the three worlds of these three states. So these three states, every day we have an experience, but the one who is illuminating, who is knowing these three states is Tad Brahma Aham Iti Gnatva. I have to know that I am that Brahman, which illuminates all the three states, which is the Sakshi Swarupa, which is the Atma Swarupa, the Chit Swarupa. And by knowing this Brahma, Sarva Bandhai Pramuchyate, one gets relieved from all the bondages, because bondages are because of Ajnana, ignorance. And once that Gnana is there, the Gnana gets Nivrutta, it gets relieved. And with this, all the bondages also get relieved, and one becomes free, completely free from this Sansar Chakra, by knowing that he himself is not the body, mind or this, but he or she is essentially the Atma Swarupa. Trishu dhamashu yad bhogyam bhokta bhogascha yad bhave tebhyo vilakshana sakshi chinmatroham sadashivaha. So here again the description of the Tattva. Trishu dhamashu yad bhogyam. In these three states, whatever objects are worthy of enjoyment, the Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, all these three of it states, and the Bhokta, the subject who does the Bhoga, and the experience of the enjoyment, the Bhoga. So all these three, I am distinct from all these three, Bhokta, Bhoga and Bhogya. Whatever is worth Bhogya. Bhogya means the objects of Bhoga. Bhokta means the person who is doing the Bhoga, and Bhoga is actually the experience of the enjoyment. So all the three, and I am distinct from all these three. I am the witness of all. I am neither doing the Bhoga, I am not the object, I am neither the subject, I am neither the experience. So, Tebhyo Vilakshana, Sakshi, I am completely different. I don't have any Lakshana, I am not Salakshana, I am Vilakshana and I am Sakshi. Chinmatra Aham Sadashiva, I am that pure consciousness and I am ever auspicious. I am Sadashiva. So that is the meaning of this shloka. Mayyeva sakalam jatam mayi sarvam pratishtitam mayi sarvam layam yati tad brahma dvayam asmyaham. So here how one appears as many, it is shown here. Mayi eva sakalam jatam. Everything is born from me alone, that is from Brahma. Everything is sustained in me. Mayi sarvam pratishtitam, mayi sarvam layam yati. Everything resolves into me, finally dissolves into me alone. So I am that Brahma, Tad Brahma Advayam Asmayam. So I am that one Brahma who is non-dual, that is one Brahma from which everything is born, everything is sustained, and everything comes to an end in this Nirgun Brahma. Anoraniyam nahameva tadvata mahanaham vishwamaham vichitram puratanoham purushoham isho hiranmayoham shivarupamasmi. So describes the Brahma Swarupa. Anoho aniyam aham eva tadvata. I am subtler than the subtle. Mahanaham vishwam aham vichitram. I am very vast, Mahana, and manifold universe. So this tattva is extremely vast and it is very vichitra. It appears in manifold in the universe in many different ways. Puratana aham Purusha, Aham Ishah. I am that ancient one, Puratana. I am the Purusha, I am the Jiva, and I am the Ishvara, because both of them are same, because this one Tattva is behind everything. And Hiranmaya Aham, Shiva Rupam Asmi. I am that effulgent one, radiant one, Hiranmaya, which is radiating. Shiva Rupam Asmi. I am that very auspicious Shiva Rupa. Apanipadoham Achintya Shakti Pashyamya Chakshus Sashrunomya Karnaha Aham Vijanami Vivitta Rupo Nachasti Vetta Mama Chit Sadaham. Panipada, I am without hand and legs because I am not the body. Aham Achintya Shakti, I am endowed with incomprehensible power because I am the Sarvapapa Brahma, which is Achintya Shakti. Cannot understand how much power that I have within. Pashyami Achakshuhu Sashrunomi Akarna. I see without eyes and I hear without ears. Means I am the eye of the eyes and I am the ear of the ears. It's because of me that the eyes is able to see. It is because of me that the ears is able to hear. Because here it is now, so far, Yaha, Saha, these were the words used for the Tattva. But from now on, from this shloka, Aham are the words which is used for Tattva. Means that in the minds of the disciple, now it is very clearly understood, Ashwalaya Muni, that Aham is Atma, Aham Brahma is Brahma. So with that understanding, now it is said that I am without hands and legs. It is not said that Tattva, but I. Because I know now that I and that Brahma is the same. And I am endowed with incomprehensible power. I see without eyes, I hear without ears. Aham Vijanami Vivitta Rupaha. I know everything by assuming different roles, by different manifestations. With a chakshu, I become a seer. I see. With my mind, I become a thinker. So manta. So I assume all these different roles based on what, that's how I know everything in this world. Nacha asti mitta mama. But there is no one who is knower of me. So here it says that I know everything by assuming different roles, but nobody understands me, nobody knows me, because I am avyakta chintya. Chit sada aham, because I am the ever pure consciousness. I am achintya, I am chitta, I am the knower, and that's why nobody knows the knower. So that is the understanding. So to understand this, there is this beautiful example given by our Guruji, Pashyami achakshuhu. I see without the eyes, because I am the eyes of the eyes. So whenever we have a function, say a family function or a wedding, or we have a lot of photographs where we have memories, where we see that a lot of people came, so all these memories are there. But the question is that in this we can have evidence that so many this person had come for this wedding, but can we have an evidence that the camera was there? The camera which has taken the photograph, was it there? Do we have the evidence? We cannot show it because it is not seen in the picture, because the camera is the one through which the pictures are taken. That's why camera will never be seen in the picture, and you can't have that evidence. So presence of camera may not be seen in the picture, cannot be seen ever in the picture, but it is definitely there because the picture is there. It need not be proved that the camera was there to take this picture. It is assumed. Similarly, Atma is the seer of everything, and so it does not need to have the proof that Atma is there or not. Because of the Atma, because of this Tattva, because of Brahma, everything is seen, everything is known, everything is possible because of this Tattva. So that is the analogy given for this understanding. Na asti vetta mama. I know everything, but nobody knows me. That is also difficult to understand. But this example given by our Guru Ma, that just like a burqa-clad woman, everybody can see her, but she can see everyone, but nobody can see her face. So that is an analogy given. So that is how we can understand how I can see everything, nobody can see me. What is that? That's burqa is the kind of the veil of ignorance, the ajnana, through which I am not able to see, or others are not able to see, and that is the way the analogy goes. Vedairane kairahameva vidyo Vedanta Krutveda Viteva Chaham Na Punya Pape Mama Nasti Nasho Na Janmate Hindriya Buddhirasti. So in Vedas there is a lot to be known, but here Lord says that Brahmaji says that I am alone to be known through the Vedas. I am the essence of all the Vedas. Essentially, whatever is said in the Veda, whatever is the essence of the Veda is this Tattva, is the Brahma Tattva. So that is all to be understood in the Vedas. Vedanta Krut Vedavid Eva Cha Aham. Means I am the Vedanta Parampara. Vedanta Krut Vedavid. Vedavid is the Guru who is having the knowledge of the Vedas, and Aham, the disciple. So everybody, I am all this. Punya Pape Mamana Asti. Punya and Pap does not belong to me, because Punya Pap are basically in the Anatma. It is a Sukha Rupa, Papa Punya. So it does not belong to me because I am much beyond this, all this. Mama Nasti Na Ash. Mama Nasha Na Asti. I am indestructible, imperishable. I am neither born, I never die. Na Janma Na Deha Na Indriya Na Buddhi Asti. I am neither born, I don't have a body, I don't have sense organs, I don't have intellect. So here, Neti Neti, that is the technique that Vedanta uses to show what is that Brahma or what is the Tattva. Because it is easy to see what we can see and what we identify with. And saying that, okay, you are not this, you are not your body, you are not your mind, you are not your senses, you are not your intellect, you are indestructible, Papa Punya does not belong to you, and this is what everybody wants to achieve, that is what is the goal for everyone, and I am alone the essence of all the Vedas. Similarly, again, Neti Neti continues, Na bhumi rapo na cha vanhirasti, na cha nilo mesti na chambaram cha, evam viditva paramatma rupam, guhashayam nishkalam advitiyam. So denies that I am that great five elements of nature. Na bhumi, na apa, earth and water does not belong to me. Na cha vanhi asti, fire also does not belong to me. Na cha anilaha menasti, air also does not belong to me. Na cha ambaram cha, neither the space or the sky also does not belong to me. So basically all these great five, Pancha Mahabhuta, the great five elements of nature does not belong to me. I am apart from Vilakshana from all this. Evam viditva paramatma rupam, thus having known the nature of the Supreme Self, Guhashayam nishkalam advitiyam, which resides in my own heart, in the Guhashaya. Nishkalam, it does not change, it is changeless. Kala is, as the moon undergoes changes during the lunar cycle. Similarly, Atma Tattva has no change at all. It is called Nishkalam, and it is Advitiyam. It is only one. It is non-dual. There is nothing like it ever in this universe. So it's just one, and that is that Tattva. In the final shlok, Samasta Sakshim Sadasat Vihinam Prayati Shuddham Paramatma Rupam. So here finally says, who am I? I am the Samasta Sakshim, the witness of all. Sadasat Vihinam. I am Vilakshan to all the Sat, Asat, and I am without the cause and the effect. Prayati Shuddham, and the pure one who attains. Prayati means by knowing he attains the Paramatma Rupam, the nature of the Supreme Self, the Divine Self, the highest Self, and it is the same as the Moksha. So this is where we have to reach. This is the ultimate goal of human life and human existence. And this is the end of the first khanda or the first chapter of Kaivalya Upanishad. There are only 2 shlokas in the second chapter of the Kaivalya Upanishad, and these shlokas are essentially to relieve the obstacles to knowledge. We need to overcome these obstacles to knowledge, and the best way is by bhakti, devotion, and Veda Adhyaya. So this is the way we can overcome the obstacles to knowledge. Yah shatarudriyamadhite Sogni puto bhavati Surapanat puto bhavati Brahmahatyayat puto bhavati Krutyat puto bhavati Tasmad avimuktamashrito bhavati Atyashrami sarvada sakrutva jape. So in this shloka says, one who recites Rudri 100 times becomes purified by the sacred fire. So essentially it shows that some kind of Veda or bhakti or chanting or some kind of recitation of the Veda Granthas are very important, because this is how we can destroy our papa. Because all these obstacles, pratibandha, they come because of the papa, of the previous karmas, papa karma. And this they manifest as obstacles and they hinder our path in our knowledge acquisition. Surapana puto bhavati means becomes free from the sin of drinking, Surapan. Brahma hatyaya puto bhavati becomes free from the sin of killing the Brahmin. Krutya puto bhavati, free from the sin of omissions and commissions. Because there are a lot of things that we may require to do, and there are some things which we should not do. Instead, if we do something which should not have been done and we don't do something which should have been done, this also creates a kind of a papa. And this also, since we want that it should be relieved. Tasmat avibhuktam ashrita bhavati, therefore he comes under the shelter of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is also called as Avibhukta. Atyashrami sarvada sakrudva japet. A sannyasi, Atyashrami is a sannyasi who should recite this Rudri sarvada sakrudva all the time. At least once a day he should recite this Rudri. And our Guruji says that it's not that you should recite just Rudri, but this could mean that you could recite any Grantha, whatever one has the Shraddha, faith. It could be Vishnu Sahasranam, it could be Shiv Mahim Stotra, or it could be even Kaivalya Upanishad, because our Guruji says that there is a common belief and understanding and knowledge in all the Sant that Kaivalya Upanishad Patha, if you do repeatedly, again and again, daily, it has a great benefit, it is a great punya, because it not only causes Shuddhi, but ultimately also ignites the knowledge, the fire of knowledge in our inner mind. So that way Kaivalya Upanishad is a very important scripture. And this is the final shloka of the second chapter, second khanda. Anena jnanam apnoti sansararnavanashanam tasma devam viditvainam kaivalyam phalamashnute kaivalyam phalamashnut iti. So after having purified our own self and having attained the jnana, both. So these are the two steps of sadhana. We have already seen that we can destroy the ocean of samsara, arana vanashanam, because self-knowledge is the one which liberates us from this samsara chakra. Tasmat evam viditvainam kaivalyam phalamashnutam. Therefore, having known this self, and there is no other way but to knowing this self, Atma Gnana, Brahma Gnana is the only way to attain this moksha. Kaivalyam phalam ashnute, one attains the fruits of liberation, the moksha, that is the ultimate fruit of this Atma Gnana. And again he says, it is said, Kaivalyam phalam ashnuta iti, one attains the fruits of liberation. It is said twice because it is indicates that now the Kaivalya Upanishad is coming to an end. This is the final shloka, and that's why Kaivalyam phalam ashnuta iti is recited twice, and that is the reason why this Grantha is called Kaivalya Upanishada, where the ultimate goal is to attain the divinity with the highest and supreme self, that is the Brahma. And in this way, iti Atharva Veda Kaivalya Upanishada Samapta, we come to the end of Kaivalya Upanishada, which is present in Atharva Veda. So we will end with again the Shanti Mantra. Om Bhadram Karnebihi Shrunuyam Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshabhirya Jatraha Stirairangaihi Stushtuvan Sastanubihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddhashavaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Starksho Arishtanemi Swastino Bruhaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti, Shanti.